I remember this one time when I was making arrangements for with this mother who had lost her son, who violently lost her son. He was murdered. And as we was talking, she couldn't understand why her son was murdered. She was like, "Why my son? Why my son? He wasn't in a gang. He wasn't affiliated with anyone. And he went to school. He was, in her eyes, he was a good child." And she said all these positive things about him. So I conducted the arrangements, and I happened to go back there and to prepare him and to embalm him. And as I removed him from the bag that he came into the funeral home with. And lo and behold, when I looked at his body, of course, he came in, no clothes, he's naked. He came in, when I put him on the table, lo and behold, he had a lot of gang affiliation tattoos on him. And I was like kind of taken back because, at one hand, she had just said that her son wasn't gang affiliated, that her son was a good child, he wasn't involved in no gang, but lo and behold, he has a lot of tattoos on him showing that he was gang affiliated. So now I was faced with a dilemma. I was saying, like, should I tell his mother that her son, was gang related? Well, he was in a gang? I mean, based on the tattoos that I saw. So I didn't want to really, because you got to understand, the mother was already hurt. She was crying, she was grieving. So, and not only that, that was her only child. So I had to make a decision. Should I go back and tell her mother, listen, your son was involved in gang? How I know? Because I'm looking at his stomach. How I know? I'm looking across his chest. It was a beautiful, tattoo, but it clearly was gang affiliated. And so I decided that I wouldn't tell that mother. My job is to help build the mother back up. I didn't want to be responsible or consciously knowing that I delivered that type of news to her mother, where she already thought her son as being that type of child that she thought. To the best of her ability, she raised the child, to be a productive citizen. So I kept that and I allowed that to stay with me, and also that was buried with him. She didn't get the opportunity to ever see that or know that. So what I took from that, I took like, wow, this mother really didn't even know her son, really, right? And that kind of like intrigued me, like the mother, who gave birth to this child and raised him up for the many years that she had him. Probably the conversation was just high and by, and sometimes that's what it is nowadays. It's just a high and by between the mother, the child, and the parent. So my thing is like, we need to get to know our children a little bit better. We need to not just have a high and by relationship, high mom, high child, and stuff like that. Because for a child, the mother probably didn't go into the child room, probably wasn't engaged into what he was doing after school, or the people that he hung around. So I was really shocked, and to this day I think about that so much, because I think about how I could just actually still see her face. I think that as parents we got to be more interactive with our children. Even if you find your child, say for example like this mother, she didn't know that, and that was okay. So she thought the best of her child. And even if sometimes we need to start going into our children's rooms and examining things and see what's going on. Even if you find something wrong with the child, don't berate the child. Don't be so quick to judge the child. Try to engage the child. Have a good conversation. I think that's where it's at, because a lot of times if we start coming at them and being critical or judgmental, you're going to lose the child. What's going to happen is that they're going to retreat. So I think that's what can come out. I think that if the child is found in erring, that the parent and child need to come together, not see each other such as like best friends or friends, but I think that they need to just come together. And even if the child has been found, we all was children and found in erring, that the parent would be there to educate them and lift them up and lead them to a better way. Yeah, that's my opinion on that question.